get rid of in a couple, 3 years. But there's something more important than that. Sandy Prager's done her job. She is the only statewide elected official that was elected 4 years ago that's not a Democrat and is still on the job. And we are happy to have her there, the one bastion of Republican leadership. That's why Sam Brownback endorsed her. He wants her on the ticket in November. And we want to help all Republicans everywhere be elected. But there are other reasons to support Sandy. First, you have the 5th lowest automobile insurance rates in the nation, and that is due to competition. There are now more insurance companies working in Kansas than ever before in its history. And that's because of Sandy Prager and a pro-business and a quiet outlook. You know, a ride with a good driver is an uneventful experience. A ride with a good regulator is also an uneventful experience. Sandy Prager has a record of not one single dime of legitimate insurance money in claims to the people of the state of Kansas being withheld or not going in because the company was in financial danger. And no insurance company in the state of Kansas has had to ask for a federal bailout. That's a record worth a return to office. Sandy Prager's returned more money than any other insurance commissioner to Kansas in the history of the state of Kansas. And when she's elected to her 3rd term, she will return more money than all the other insurance commissioners combined, above and beyond what insurance companies offer. And the key to not taxing people is to make sure that they get their money back, or they get the money that they're entitled to. I'm thrilled to be here with you. I'm thrilled to speak for my boss. I am thrilled to sing her praises, and I appreciate her vote.
Thank you, Bob. I feel like I'm getting to know you pretty well. Yeah. Our next statewide race, guys, is our State Board of Education. As you know, that is a bone of contention about every 2 years, and we have been represented recently by John Bacon. As far as I know, John did not make it today. Has anybody seen John Bacon? Don't want him to miss this opportunity to speak. If you see him, have him make his way toward the stage. He has a challenger here to my right, Dennis George. Come tell us why we need to vote for you, Dennis.
Well, thank you, Kathy, for inviting me today. It was a wonderful opportunity to come and meet all the wonderful people here at the Olathe Republican Picnic. Thank you. Well, first of all, I'm Dennis George. I've been a lifelong Kansan, and I need to let you know who I am because I'm not from Olathe, I'm from Ottawa, Kansas. I grew up on a farm in Waverly. I've worked on many different farm projects and my way through college. I graduated from Waverly High School with some excellent leaderships in education from Mr. Bowersox, our principal, and our science teacher. He even taught me the value of community and service, as well as a great education to know that I could be better than what I was. As I went to college, to Washburn University, I received an accounting and finance degree in 1983. And anybody's an Ichabod, go Buds. After Washburn, I started my career in healthcare. I actually was a Medicare auditor and audited several hospitals from Western Kansas to St. Francis to even Olathe. I then became an employee of Blue Cross Blue Shield as an auditor. I've been a hospital CFO. I've been a home health agency CFO. In the last 19 years, I've been CEO of Coffee Health System in Burlington, Kansas, and I've grown a small business from $2 million to 30, and we now employ over 330 employees in 2-county area and serve our public. So I understand how important it is to have a quality education for the workers that you have. I was elected in 2003 to the Ottawa School Board, and I've served 2 terms, and I'm finishing my 7th year. As a school board member in the last recent years, I've had to experience funding before the lawsuit, the settlement, and then the last 2 years during our downturn economy. So I understand the issues of unfunded mandates. I understand the issues of appropriate funding, and I also understand that we need to make sure that we're providing an educational opportunity for our kids that actually allow them to succeed to be the best that they can be. In 2003, I also was elected to the Kansas Association of School Boards, which I was elected to 2 terms, and I've been term limited out. And that region goes from Emporia to all the District 3, as well as up to Council Grove, Topeka, and that area. So I have experience in healthcare. I have experience in education, and again, we have challenges ahead in the future. When I look at the challenges of this district, I want us to look at innovation. We need to be able to provide our teachers and our students an experience to be innovative and allow them to achieve what they can be the best that they can be. Also on the funding, I want to look at appropriate funding. We need to look at waste. We need to look at cutting the cost from the standpoint of unfunded mandates. Remember, being in healthcare and an education board, I'm actually one who I believe sometimes we educate and heal for free because of all the unfunded mandates, because they make the increased cost without providing anything of value to the patients or our students. So again, I want to look at the issues of our unfunded mandates. Also, we need to look at the opportunities for our kids to have college pathways, career pathways, and technical pathways. We understand that kids can be anything they want to be. They can be entrepreneurial. They can actually run electrical businesses. They can be plumbers, but we need to give them those skills, and maybe not as a four-year college degree, but give them the entrepreneurial and business skills, and that's what we need to have for our education environment. Also, I want to hold accountability. I want to hold our kids accountable, our parents accountable, our teachers accountable, our school boards accountable, and also our communities, because it takes all of us to make our school system work. One of the items in accountability that I promise, as I am here today to meet all of you, one of my platforms is that I will meet with every single school board, district, teachers, and community on an annual basis in their districts and in their homes to talk about education. Because without hearing from you, I am not going to be able to advocate quality education for Kansas. And lastly, we got to communicate. The best thing for kids is to give them the best education we can, and it takes all of us to make sure that we hold ourselves accountable for the future. So thank you. I'm not from Olathe, I'm sorry. I would be here if Frank Devicell at Olathe Medical Center would hire me, so tell Frank to hire Dennis. But I'm here for you. I'll be here for you. I'll serve our community as well. So thank you, Kathy, and vote Dennis George on August 3rd.
Thank you, Dennis. That's the other third race. This is the third state Board of Education race. Very nice. See, our next